Look out! The two bishops are deadly in open positions, where they can completely dominate the board. Notice in this position, Black's king is locked in a diagonal prison. The king is completely dominated by the two bishops. Let's take a look at the bishop pair in action. White has the two bishops in this position. Notice White's bishop on b2 is very strong, pinning the knight on f6 to the queen. White's light-squared bishop joins the kingside attack with bishop to e6 check. White's powerful bishop pushes the black king onto the long dark square diagonal after king to h8. Now Black has three pieces lined up with White's bishop on b2. Can you see a plan for White to win Black's pinned knight? If you found the plan starting with g4, great job! White advances the g-pawn and is ready to win the pinned knight on the next turn. If Black tries to slow down White's pawn advance with h6, White pushes forward anyway with g5. And after h takes g5, and f takes g5, White's bishop pair has overwhelmed Black's defenses and will win Black's knight on the next turn. Let's take a look at another example. In this position, Black's knight enjoys the strong c4 outpost square, attacking White's bishop on b2. Black's bishop is placing pressure on White's isolated pawn on d5. But these positional factors on the queen side mean very little when White's powerful bishops open up the position on the king side. White launches a successful kingside attack, beginning with the powerful sacrifice, bishop takes h7 check. If Black does not accept the sacrifice and plays king h8, White's two bishops and queen hunt down Black's king, starting with queen to h5. Since White is threatening a forced checkmate after bishop f5 and queen h7, Black tries to give the king room to escape with rook f to e8. White plays the accurate bishop to f5 check, discovering a check on Black's king, and will also prevent Black's king from escaping the mating attack. After king to g8, queen h7 check, king f8, queen takes g7 check, and king e7, and the powerful bishops work together to end Black's resistance with bishop f6. Checkmate. This means Black is forced to accept the sacrifice with king h7. After queen h5 check and king g8, White sacrifices the other bishop to rip open Black's defenses with bishop takes g7. White threatens queen to h8 mate, so Black accepts the second bishop sacrifice with king takes g7. And after queen g5 check, Black's king is cut off and forced to move to the h-file with king h7. Now that Black's king is stuck on the h-file, White plays the powerful rook lift, rook to d3, prepared to swing over to h3 and deliver checkmate. You know that Black is in serious trouble when the best defense is to sacrifice both Black's knight and queen after knight e3, rook takes e3, once again threatening checkmate on h3, and after queen takes e3, f takes e3. White's material advantage and weak enemy king should be enough to win the game. In this position, Black is struggling against White's bishop pair. One way to fight against the two bishops is by trading one of them off. The immediate bishop f6 would ruin Black's kingside after bishop takes f6. Notice that knight d7, preparing bishop f6, runs into bishop takes h7 check. Can you find another way to help prepare the desirable bishop f6? If you found queen to d8, great job! Black will either trade bishops with bishop f6 on the next turn, or force White to give up the long diagonal when Black's bishop will be very strong. Let's take a look at one more example. In this position, White has the two knights against Black's two bishops. What should White play in this position? If it were Black to move, Black would play d takes e4 without a second thought, as it opens up the position for the two bishops that are pointing toward White's kingside. This means that white's best choice is to play e5, keeping the center closed, which greatly reduces the power of black's two bishops. Now that you've learned how to use, as well as fight against,